What's up guys, welcome to Sriram Creations. My name is Sriram and today we are going to deal with another new topic. Well, it's a part 2 of my last video, and if you haven't watched my previous video, it's right above, so you can just go watch that. Now, today we are going to deal with one topic, and it is the continuation of my previous video, and that is nothing but mechanism in plants. How to control mechanisms in plants. Now, first of all, to understand the control mechanism in plants, we just have to revise the previous video. We know that body is controlled by nervous system and it is also coordinating with the endocrine system to make our daily life much peaceful and more informative. Informative means not information, but to me meaningful. So, how do plants undergo the same similarity? Will they undergo the same similarities that we go? No. Well, they also have similar kind of coordination. Well, first of all, let's see the coordination in touch-me-not plant. Have you ever wondered why when we touch the touch-me-not plant, why its leaves will flaps and shut? It gets shut. Have you ever wondered? Okay, let's just I'll explain you. So, first of all, we have to know the scientific name of touch-me-not plant, or you just remember touch-me-not plant. So here is the Mimosa Pudica. It is the scientific name for the touch-me-not plant. So let me write it over here. Touch-me-not. Okay, it's touch-me-not plant. So here it is. This is the model of a touch-me-not plant. And first of all, you know how its leaves are. I'll show you a picture right here so that you will understand it. Okay, now this is the same picture that we saw before, and we have this over here. Now, these leaves are broad and so thin. Now, under this leaves or this leaf vein, what you say leaf veins, you know, right? The leaf vein over here is this thing. And on this leaf vein, you're getting the leaves. Where the leaves arise is from the leaf vein. Now, on this leaf vein, that is known as the Pulvini. Okay, so this thing is known as Pulvini. Now, under this, on this actually, there is much bigger, large quantity of water molecules. Water is present. So, water in this Pulvini, there is presence of water, and it also has intercellular spaces. Okay, it has intercellular spaces which make them even more stiff, and due to this water concentration on the Pulvini, due to the pressure applied by the water, these leaves will stay steady and it will just open up. Now when we touch the touch-me-not plant, from our hand there will be electrical signals passing, same as the neurons, how we do, or much better example is your smartphone. When you touch it, it is touch sensitive. Why? Because the passage of electrons from your hand to the phone occurs. And that's why if you take a pencil and try to swipe the screen, it won't. Because it doesn't have the presence of moving electrons. So that is kind of physics. Anyways, come back. Now when we touch this, there are some electrical signal passing some phenomenon, some natural phenomenon, and then plant releases hormones which make this water molecule to exactly skip behind this Pulvini. So here are the water molecules, and when we touch this, these water molecules escape back on the other side of the Pulvini. As we have the back side of the leaf, same like that, on the back side of the Pulvini, these water molecules just pass, it will just escape from there, and that will decrease the pressure on the leaf, and generally it will give a flap, and then they will be shut. This is what happens in this touch-me-not plant, and this kind of process which we undergo is known as thigmonasty. So it is a nasty word, but still it's thigmonasty. That is the touch-me-not plant phenomenon. So now let's see the hormones which are present in all the plants. So Here we have few plant hormones which are the most important and which are mentioned in our textbook actually. One is Oxen. Second one is Cytokinin. Third one is Gibberellin. Fourth one is abscisic acid. Fifth one is ethylene gas. Now, these arrows that you can see, the top arrow refers to plant growth, which supports plant growth. The down arrow means it will stop the plant growth. This hormone will stop, abscisic acid will stop the growth. Ethylene is not on the side, on this side either. So it's not for the growth, it's not for the destruction. So it is just like in the middle. Now let's go to each one. First, Oxen. Oxen is kind of interesting and you'll enjoy Oxen actually. So assume that this is a plant, okay? This is a flower, these are the roots and these are the leaves and here the small circles are buds, okay? Now, this is the sun and sun rays are falling on this. Actually what Oxen does is, Oxen will make the cells elongate. Simple word, it will make the cells elongate. So for example, this is a plant cell, right? And here the big vacuole, and this is a plant cell, and this Oxen makes the plant cell elongate. This is a normal cell, and it will make this cell like this. The plant cell like this. So where do we find this growth? This type of growth is generally found on the tip of the plant, like the tip of the buds, the tip of the roots, or the tip of the stem. So that is where we found Oxen generally. Now, have you ever wondered why sunflower will turn itself, not sunflower, almost many plants, which you will never observe it, they will turn towards the sun, right? They will turn towards the, wherever the sunlight is there, they will turn on that side. For example, now you can see this flower is turning towards the sun. Actually, this stem is bending towards the sun. Why? And that is because of Oxen. Well, you might think like, it should grow vertically, right? Why is it growing like this? And that is because this Oxen, this hormone likes sunlight more. That means wherever the sunlight is there, this Oxen will transfer there, and there it starts growing more. Now let's just see a small part of this plant. If you elongate over here, this is the stem, okay? This thing over here that you can see, this thing is the stem, okay? Now on this stem, we have many cells, okay? And on this side, we are facing sunlight. And now Oxen is released for the growth. Now Oxen likes sunlight. So the Oxen present all over this, these small dots are Oxens, assume it, okay? These small dots that you can see are Oxen molecules and they like sunlight. So all these Oxen molecules will transfer to this sunlight sensitive areas. So wherever sunlight is there, all those molecules will transfer there. And all these Oxen molecules will come back here to this sunlight place where there is more sunlight. And that will make the cells which are on this side, on the right side, so these cells will elongate and these will remain short. And here the weight is more, right? On this side, on the right side, so the plant will automatically bend towards the right. And that is why plants bend towards the sunlight. So if you understand tropism, we will go through that a bit later after the hormones. Then you will understand this much better. Okay, the next hormone that you see is cytokinin. Cyto. If you have heard this name, if you are listening to this name, you might wonder there is something which is linked between cytokinin and cytoplasm. Well, cytoplasm, cytokinin, everything has one common thing, that is cyto. Cyto generally means cell and kinin here means division. Okay? Cyto means cell, that you almost every one of you knows, and kinin means division. So what happens here is This is also plant growth. I told you before. The up arrow marks are the which support the plant growth. Now this cytokinin are the cells. For example, these are the plant cells. Actually, they are rectangle in shape. So these are the plant cells. And what this cytokinin will do, whenever the cytokinin is released in the plant, these cells will start replicating each other. That means there will be new cells formed. Like this will be again, there will be one more cell. There will be one more cell. Typically, this leads in plant growth. For flowering, you need this cytokinin because obviously you need the cell growth. You need the cells. You need more cells for bigger plant and stronger plant, right? So cytokinin plays a major role in those areas. Now coming to gibberellin, gibberellin is also very funny and it has a very funny name and it also has a funny thing to do. Well, what actually it does it also does the elongation of the cells. And it also has some other functions which are also important, but this gibberellin has many functions. What it does is that near the stem areas, it will elongate the cells. Now you might wonder what is the difference between Oxen and gibberellin. Well, I told you before, if you have listened to me carefully, then you might get this point. Oxen will be formed on the tip of the plants where the flowering or the buds are happening. No, wait, that is for cytokinin where that will happen, cell division. Here oxen is present near the tips, tip of the root, tip of the stem, on the tips, and that is why there we find oxen. And middle of the stem, on the stem, which will act on the stem, especially gibberellin will act for cells elongation, and there are many more. So remember, this is the major one: stem elongation, cells near the stem which elongate, and that is due to gibberellin. Abscisic acid. Abscisic acid also has a major role to play, and this is very interesting because it is a terminator. Now, there it is drought. Okay, imagine the climate is drought in condition and there is more sunlight and there is no water at all, less water quantity. Now how will plants grow at that condition? Generally they can't grow, right? They can't grow properly, so they will leave its leaves off, so they will stick out its leaves, and that is because of abscisic acid. Actually, this statement was proven wrong by the scientist recently. So the major other thing that it does is closing of stomata. Why closing of stomata? Due to the drought, plant needs water. And due to stomata, if you remember, stomata is for transpiration, right? When they open, transpiration will take place, right? Exchange of gases and transpiration will happen. So to stop that, this abscisic acid will form near the stomata and it makes the stomata to close, right? So that makes the transpiration to reduce itself and it will keep the plant wet so that it may store its water. And that is what abscisic acid plays a major role. And this also plays a major role in the seed germination. Actually, I forgot to say one point. Gibberellin is also very important for this for the seeds. When the seed is sowed into the soil, it has to grow, right? For the seed to seedling, it has to grow, and that is because of gibberellin more. So gibberellin will make the seed to grow, but abscisic acid will make the seed to not grow, to stop the seed to grow. Why? Now take example that the seed is sowed in desert where there is absolutely zero water. Now how will the plant survive? How will this seed grow to seedling and plant a tree, etc.? How will it grow? How will it grow? That is due to gibberellin. Gibberellin cannot act here. If it acts, if the gibberellin is formed on the cell, the seed will start growing and it will soon be a plant. And that plant will not get sufficient water and it will die. At that moment, abscisic acid will form. Actually, not that moment. Gibberellin will never form in those kind of areas. Abscisic acid will form. It will stop the growth of the seed. And when there are rains, what happens is this abscisic acid will be washed away, and this gibberellin will form on the seed, and the plant will grow, and that makes the plant have good water. You got it? That is the abscisic acid and gibberellin. These are like two opposite things. That is why we have given it as a plant destructive uh, hormone. And the last but not least is the ethylene. So if you know nomenclature about chemistry, then you will understand ethylene is something. The chemical formula would be C2H4, as it has a double bond. So C2H4, as it has a double bond in between, because we get this ene over here. That's why it has double bond. That's why C2H4. Now, for that, ethylene has a major role to play for the fruit ripening. When the fruits are there, fruits will start ripening. Okay, so because of this ethylene gas, it's a gas. It makes the fruits ripen. Okay, so let's assume there are dozen bananas. Okay, there are dozen bananas, and one banana is keep another banana which is totally ripened and ready to eat banana. Okay, keep that on right beside the unripened bananas. Okay, the ripened banana should be kept beside the unripened bananas. So what this ripened banana will do is the ethylene gas, which will make the fruit to get ripened, that gas will explode. After that, this gas will be still present in the air, and that this gas will transport. It is a gas, right? So it will pass through towards its surroundings, as it is ethylene gas. And the fruits which are kept beside this ripened banana, this ethylene gas will directly ripen the other plants, the other fruits also. Isn't it cool? This gas will ripen the other fruits also, every other fruit. And that is how ethylene gas, which is released as a hormone, will act for the ripening of fruits. And it will also make the fruits also sweeter. Okay? It will make these sweeter, and it also increase the taste of the uh, fruit. And also one more thing, as we came to the topic fruit, gibberellin has one more major role to play on fruits. That is why I haven't mentioned all this. So when I mention it here in the abscisic acid and ethylene, you might understand it much better. So that's why I didn't mention many other functions of gibberellin. That's why I'm mentioning it now. As some grapes, if you look at grapes, they're small and short, and they are really small, right? Grapes. What farmers will do is they will buy gibberellin. They will buy this, and they will start spraying this gibberellin onto the grapes, and that will make the grape to grow big, like not this big, but in comparatively it will be big, and that would be even much tastier. And it will also make money, like a farmer makes money if they have good crop, like the grape crop. That is how gibberellin and ethylene and abscisic acid and cytokinin and oxen. So that's it for this video, guys, and hope you will like it and learn something new from it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and hit the bell icon so you get instant notifications whenever I post a new video. And also like, comment, and also share it with your friends so that even they can gain something. Okay, and also we have reached 51 subscribers, which is a good thing. Thank you for all your cooperation. We got that 51 subscribers. It's a happy thing, and our next target is 100 subscribers. So we don't worry, we have time, and we are not rushing away for that 100. So we will go slowly, and that's it for the day. I'll catch you in the next one.